Vayomer alehem Reuven al tishpichu dam in verse 22. Is there a response by the brothers? Yes or no? No, there's not. However, the fact that Reuven says, let's not murder him, it's probably clear to us that they did not agree with what Reuven said. Therefore, Reuven says, I'm willing to change my tactic. Let's read his change of tactics, because apparently the brothers, the Torah doesn't say it though, opposed his decision. What does he say now? Al tishpichu dam. You know what we're going to do? Hashlichu oto el habor hazeh. Okay? Asher bamidbar v'yad al tishlechu bo. In other words, on the one hand, death will come to Yosef, yes or no? Yes. However, it will not be by our hands. Let's cast him down into the bore. Are there food services in the bore? Once a day? Once in 3 days? Cheap steaks. What's going on? So what will happen? He will eventually die, ken or lo? Is that considered murder according to halacha? Yes or no? Why not? You're right. It's indirect. What they call in European common law, manslaughter. You causes it, but you didn't put him to death. You put him in a bore, there's no food, no water there. He's going to die. Now, the Torah says at the end of verse 22, something it usually does not do. And what is that? The Torah does not usually share with us, as my father-in-law writes, Rabbi Horowitz, what the intentions of the people that are acting here. Because here it says, Leman hatzil oto miadam. The Torah reveals what indeed is in the heart of Reuven. What is Reuven's real intention? To save Yosef. Lashivo laviv, and bring him back to his father. Now, we have a really weird situation. Did or did not the brothers accept Reuven's suggestion? Okay? Yes. It seems they did. Why? Because at the end, we're going to get what? The end result of the death of Yosef. Okay? Now, on the one hand, Reuven says, let's not kill him. On the other hand, we should kill him. So, let's do manslaughter. Why or what doubt will the brothers have? They're going to say, why would they agree? They're going to say the following. If, truthfully, Yosef deserves death, then if he does die, we were right. We were right. However, if he does not find his death inside the bore, meaning something miraculous happened, what will that be a sign of? That he's not guilty. And that we made an error in our judgment. Remember? Judgment, estimation, evaluation. Let's go on. Pasuk Kav Gimel 23. Vayehi kasher ba Yosef el achav. They undress him, Vayeishivtu et Yosef et kutanto, vektonet hapasim. That is a big symbol, a big sign, doesn't it? The special cloak that their father made for it. Okay, what do? Vayikachu, by his own agreement or not? What have we taught here? That the word vayikach often means? Without consent, against his will. They took him bekoach, by force. Vayikachu, vayashlichu oto habora. Does vayashlichu really mean to throw him in the bore? We're going to check that out. Vabor reik ein bo mayim. My dear friends, lashlich, Chazal explain, is to cast down, lower him down. But further, hashlacha in the Tanakh is not less than 20 amot. How many meters? Approximately? 10 meters. In other words, they lowered him down 3 flights of stairs. 10 meters is 3 floors, is it not approximately? Okay. And what are we told about the bore? What are we told about the bore? We're not told that.
Empty.
The bore is rake. How do you think? Do they know that the bore is rake?
Because they can't see it.
Let's think about it together. Is and why do they know that the bore is empty without water? That's what it says. Is it easy to find out if the bore has water or doesn't have water?
Yes.
How?
There are people there in no time.
No one's in there. What?
No one's using it. You see, it's like old, maybe spiders.
But it's 20 10 meters down.
So you could throw
can't always-
Thank you. You throw a rock down there, and you hear the water splashing, or you don't hear the water splashing. So apparently they know that what? How can you prove otherwise that there was no water there? Because what do they want to do? They don't want to commit murder. Maybe he'll be saved miraculously and it's our error. If we put him down into a bore with water, what might happen? Is that called murder? Absolutely. But to put him in an empty bore without food services for a few days, he's going to die. Habor reik ein bo mayim. Now, Chazal explain this pasuk in the Gemara in Masechet Shabbat regarding Chanukah. Regarding Chanukah, what does the Gemara say? Until what height can you light near Chanukah? 20 amot, which is the height of 10 meters. But more than that, no. Why not? Why not? The Gemara says, quote, Dila shalta be'ene. Ha'ayin einena sholetet. When you're walking in the street, you don't look up. Right? Your mother told you, look down so you don't walk into a pole, right? Right? Your mother told you, be careful when you walk in the street. You don't walk and see and notice things that are 10 meters high. You notice a few meters, a little above you, a little below you. What's the purpose of Ner Chanukah? To publicize the miracle. Therefore, Ner Chanukah that you lit, which is 20 amot high, lo yatsa yedei chovah. This gentleman said that there are snakes and scorpions in there. Did or did not the brothers know that there are snakes and scorpions? Maybe they know. If they know, then what is it? It's murder. It's like throwing Daniel into the lion's den, is it not? So do they know that there are snakes and scorpions? No. Otherwise it would be murder. But there are snakes and scorpions there. Okay? So gentlemen, let's look at the words again. Vayishlichu oto habora. Look how the word habora is written. With or without a vav? Without a vav. They can't see what's going on in the bore. And then we're told, v'habor reik, with a vav. What are we learning that it's with a vav? Because Nachon, there's no mayim inside the bore. But the bore is complete, it's whole, because what does it have? Nechashim ve'akrabim. This is what the Vilna Gaon, the Gra, Rabbeinu Eliyahu from Vilna, says regarding the bore with the vav and the bore without the vav. They thought the bore was empty. And therefore, they put him down into the bore without a vav. Do you see it? The first bore? But the truth is, vabor reik. The truth is the bore, there's something in it. What's not? Mayim, there's not. But nechashim v'akrovim are there. Okay. Gentlemen, please turn to the screaming of Yosef. Chapter 42, verse 21. Help! Help me! Where's that coming from? Get me out of this bore! Do you think he was quiet? Would you be quiet if you were casted down into a bore? I don't understand, Eo. You wouldn't be quiet. You want to save your life, don't you? You're casted down 10 meters down. What does the pasuk say? Vayomru ish el achiv aval ashemim anachnu. We're guilty. Alachinu, on our brother, chapter 42, verse 21. Asher ra'inu tzarat nafsho. We saw the agony of his soul. Bitchaneno eleinu, when he was pleading with us. Velo shamanu. Yet we did not hear. Is it clear to you? Who's screaming from the bore? And now, later on, they're feeling guilty. Val chet. Yes? Now let me ask you something. You are all the brothers. You accepted Reuven's offer. You lowered him down into a bore that's deep as 20 amot. You know there's no water. And you know he's going to die after a few days. What do? Let's read it. Pasuk Kafeh 25. We're back in our Parsha. Vayeshvu lechol lechem. Caterer, let's have a meal. Tell me, you all know the way we're learning Torah, that there are things that are important have to be written, and things that are not important are not written. Why in the world is the Torah writing that they had a meal now?
Because they didn't care.
One sec.
Maybe to show that they didn't leave the place, or maybe.
You think? Now let's add what we learned later on. He's screaming.
Yes.
Where are they sitting?
Right next to him.
Right next to him? What is if they're sitting right next to him? What is the Torah coming to exhibit here? That they don't care about him. In other words, we're learning here about the disgrace of the brothers. However, could it be that they didn't sit next to the boar?
Yes.
Why?
They don't want to hear.
They can't stand the screaming and crying. Where do they go? Far away. They go away. So nothing is on their conscience. You understand? And they're sitting having a meal there, and maybe the Torah is telling us, wow. They made a decision. They went with their decision. They're true people. They're true brothers. In other words, there are two different ways how to understand this part of the pasuk. Either they're rotten brothers. They don't care about him, and they're sitting next door having a meal right now of all things. Or they're complete in their decision. They're certain that their evaluation is right, and they're complete with that. Who shows up? Vayisu einhem, they open up their eyes. Vayiru. V'inei orchat, a group of Yishmaelim, ba'ami Gilad. Okay, they're coming from the Giladi mountains, bringing spices. As we see, ugmalehem nosim nachot utziv balot, hochem lorid mitzrayma. And then Yudah says to his brothers, ma betza, what are we going to earn? Ki narog et achinu v'chisinu damo. What are we going to earn that we're killing our brother and covering his blood? You know what? Let's make something out of this. Lechuvenim karen ala Yishmaelim. Let's go sell them to who? These Yishmaelim that are traveling from the Giladi mountains. V'yadenu al tiva. We shouldn't have any what? What do you mean not have a hand in this matter?
They want to be.
Blood.
We don't want to be collaborators to the causing of the death. Ki achinu b'sarei. After all, he is our brother. He's our brother. He's our flesh. Vayishmu echav. As they're talking, it doesn't say that the brothers went and yanked him out of the bore. What does it say? Vayavru adashim midyanim sochrim. Other merchants passed by. Who's the subject of Pasuk Kavchet? Who's the subject, the Nosei here?
The Midianites.
The Midianites. And then it says, a verb, vayimshechu, they pulled him up. Vaya'alu et Yosef in a bore, they brought him up from the bore. And they sold them. He sold Yosef to the Ishmaelim.
It's confusing.
What's confusing? Express the question.
It says in the first Ishmaelim, and then now Midianite, and then now Arab.
Well, the real yankers, what's the word? To yank him up? What's the word?
Yankees.
Yankees.
He's the Yankees. Being yanked, so yankers.
Will the real people that pulled him up stand up? Is it the Yishmaelim or is it the Midianim? It's purposely not clear. It's purposely vague. It could be that the brothers maybe did it and sold it to the Yishmaelim, and Yishmaelim sold it to the Midianim. Or it could be, like the Rashbam says, the Rashbam does say the Midyanim pulled him out, and they sold Yosef to Ishmael. In other words, the hands of the brothers were not involved in the sale. That's another meaning.
It seems like they were like far eating and
And
thinking about
by the time they come to the board, he's not here.
and the middle.
He's not here. In other words, we have a riddle, a puzzle. We do not know who sold Israel. Now later on, when the brothers are raising their conscious problems, and they say in chapter 45, verse 4, Yosef says to them, I'm Yosef. I'm your brother. I'm the one that you sold me to Mitzrayim. According to that pasuk in chapter 45, what does it seem? That Yosef sold him. But there are those that say that Yosef means you're the main cause of my sale. But in fact, others sold him. So we have different understandings here, gentlemen, and we'll stop here and continue after.